the Lurker Below. Now this is a card that I don't think I've ever played in a competitive deck, let alone a competitive deck that took me to Legend. But in a meta full of discard blocks playing low health minions, this is a board clear. And a beautiful animation, beautiful sound effects. I love this card now. For the animation, of course. It's just beautiful. But what is even more awe-inspiring than the Lurker Below? What gives you even more value? Well, the Stormbringer. And he knew it was coming. He sensed it. Stormbringer into the Concede. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so what deck am I playing today? I am playing Memnarch's Even Shaman. So, what compelled me to play this deck? Well, I told you guys that Legend doesn't interest me anymore. And I simply didn't feel the need to go for it. I've hit Legend twice earlier this year and several times prior to that. My focus now is on having fun, playing off-meta decks. But in this July season, I was sitting there towards the end of the season, and I was at Diamond Rank 2, and I thought to myself, how hard would it be to get Legend? So I set myself a challenge, decided to push myself, gave myself a couple of hours, and said, right, see if you can do it. And so I tried a few different decks. You win a game, you lose a game, win a game, you lose a game. You know how it is. But then I found this deck. And this deck helped me to steamroll, literally, to Legend. Even Shaman has, I think, a well-rounded matchups. It's well balanced against a lot of the top-tier meta decks that are out there. You've got a mixture of offensive and defensive tools in this deck. So Devolve's really good against the Q blocks that are out there. Your ability to cheat out things from below and sea giants early can put mages under a lot of pressure. Spell power enabled crackles can give you lethals out of nowhere. The Stormbringer giving you substantial board presence when your opponent least expects it because they didn't kill off your totems survived on the board and now suddenly are transformed into legendary minions. Totemic Might and Totemic Surge, all of a sudden your harmless totems, which couldn't attack face, can now suddenly go face and are really hard to get rid of. So, all in all, offensive capability, yep, absolutely. Defensive capability, yes. Taunts, spell power enables spells, yes. This deck seemingly feels like it can do it all. And so, I invite you to join me now for my journey to Legend in the July season on the Wild Mode ladder. Yes, you can tell it's one of those videos where we go for Legend because I've brought out the music. Hope you're enjoying it. And so our first game is against a Warlock. Now, Q block or discard lock is always the question. And which would I prefer to face? I think it depends on what my opening hand is like. In this case, if I can roll a spell power totem, that maybe Maelstrom Portal would be good against low health minions like Flame Imps, played by discard lock. If I was facing Q block, I'd really want a Devolve in hand. And it is the discard lock, and what an incredible turn 1 for him. Usually that kind of turn 1 play is just game winning. So it's worthy of a Devolve. We cannot allow the Imp to survive on the board. The question now is, do we use Maelstrom Portal? I think we do, in that it'll kill one thing, and we do get some kind of board presence. It's a 1-1, but It's something. It's better than nothing. Well, there's a crackle target, if there ever was one. Soulfire 1/1. Wow, just to buff the tiny knight. Now it's not so tiny. I'd love to use all of my mana here to play the Totem Carver. But the tiny knight, it has to die, surely. And so we're slowly building a little bit of a board here. It doesn't look threatening, but it will soon be threatening. Because the Sea Giants and the thing from below are about to come down. Now, this is the crazy thing about even Shaman. We're overloaded. We only have 4 mana to play with. And yet, with that 4 mana, in this situation, we can Hero Power, we can Thing from Below, and we can play the Sea Giant in 1 turn. That's incredible. And one should not underestimate the power of a healing totem on a board like this. Your minions make their trades, the healing totem heals them up. But the fact that they're getting healed every turn means you can make more trades with them. Yeah, healing totem not to be underestimated. The value it can provide is tremendous. Since Sea Giant here, you'd typically want to go face with it, right? It feels wrong not to go face. But in this case, it's about board control. If we control the board, we win the game. Why give him a reason, an excuse to come back into this game? It's turn 6, and this board is incredible. Card draw for him would normally be great if he was in the driver's seat, but he's not. And I don't think it matters here whether we play a 6-cost minion or a 4-cost minion from our hand, as long as we play something on the board that can keep our board presence up, then we just win the game. And discard locks, I don't think they play any substantial AoE like Twisting Nether or even Cataclysm. I think there was a point where Quest discard lock used to play Cataclysm. But Quest discard lock doesn't exist. Not anymore. I mean, I want to play it, it's just I've been told it's not very good. He's trying hard. But we're going to finish this game now at 30 health against a discard lock. And it was all about the board presence. It was all about cheating out those big threats. And we did. Okay, joining this next game in progress, it's against another even Shaman. Now, we said in the previous game, developing substantial boards with Sea Giants and things from below won us the game. Well, here we get a taste of our own medicine, our opponent with the early Sea Giant. And when you see a board like this, you start to lose hope. You're 2 games away from Legend, and you're cursing your RNG. You may develop your own Sea Giant, but you just know it's not going to survive. I mean, he's not going to trade his Sea Giant into my Sea Giant, surely. Surely he has an answer to my Sea Giant. And surely his Sea Giant will go face, right? Now, rolling for 3 on a crackle, that helps our cause. It really does. It means there are now going to be 4 trades from that board, plus the Crackle. So that Sea Giant essentially absorbed 5 hits. But he went face with his Sea Giant. And again, you look at this board and you start to lose a bit of hope. And you ask yourself, should I just concede here and not waste time? Move on to the next game? Well, actually no. When you roll for 9 on a Crackle, you should continue playing the game. And we got incredibly lucky there. We could have low rolled and it would have been a disaster. But RNG is on our side and we rolled for 9. And he's still trying. He's still trying to bring himself back into this game. He's still got a commanding board. He's debating how to use that 1 mana. Oh, that's actually smart play. So, what could we draw here that would ruin his day? Oh look, Maelstrom Portal for 4. Well, that's pretty sick. It's actually disgusting. Because now, that play has locked him out of the game completely. There's still the opportunity for him to find another Sea Giant, maybe a thing from below, to play a combination of a few big threats. But when you transform a minion, a 6/5, into a 1/1, yeah, it's worth conceding. Okay, so this is the deciding game for Legend, and we're going up against a Priest. How fitting. Now, so far my RNG has been pretty good. Crackles for 9, I won't complain. Maelstrom Portals for 4 damage, certainly won't complain about that. I mean, my opponents will complain, but I won't. We'll be polite, we'll greet him. And so I'm looking at my hand, and I'm thinking to myself, develop some totems, play Totemic Might, and win the game. Of course, here's an answer. I guess there's no point playing Totemic Might just yet. We'll see what happens next turn. Oh, of course, another answer. So as each turn goes by, there is an answer in hand. That's really helpful. And I think we play the Totemic Might now as we go into turns now where AoE becomes an issue, a potential problem. Especially mass AoE on a board, clearing a whole board, mass hysteria is a concern. Shadow Word Pain, of course. Another answer to the problems that I'm posing. So let's see how he deals with this. These totems aren't especially threatening, but Totemic Surge is a game changer. Breath of the Infinite. I'm not entirely sure what he accomplished by that. Because I've got 2 healing totems on the board. And actually now my board of totems is healed up completely again to full health. So that was a waste of Breath of the Infinite. Not sure why he played it there. Mass Hysteria. Maybe the intention was to soften up the board for Mass Hysteria. Lower the health on the totems, make them more susceptible to dying to Mass Hysteria, but of course he forgot about the healing totems, or didn't seem to recognise them. That's a totemic surge. That's beautiful. And with double Shadow Word Pain played, this is not a Reno deck. Which begs the question, is it Big Priest? If this is Big Priest, as my final matchup for Legend, it's a good feeling, beating him like this. And that's actually lethal, I believe. No, okay. That is really, really unfortunate. We low rolled after several games of high rolling on our crackles. We low rolled. Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, but he concedes. Okay, I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. And there we go. Legend. Feels so good. Feels amazing. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my little journey to Legend. So, the new Hearthstone expansion is soon to be upon us, but if you're looking to do a little bit of last minute laddering, maybe this deck would be good for you, if you've got the cards. It's 9,200 dust, that's a lot of dust. But if you're a long-time Hearthstone player that's gathered quite the collection, maybe you want to give this deck a try. I would imagine that a lot of you out there may not have the Lurker Below. It was good against the discard lock. It's good against other aggressive decks that play low health minions, but generally speaking, is it truly essential in this deck? Can it be replaced? Yes, probably. But if you got the cards and you want to ladder up quite quickly, I would certainly recommend this, for sure. Of course, with the new expansion coming out, everything's going to change. Or maybe it won't. Look at even Shaman. This deck type has been around for years now, and it has continued to be effective. Let's see what new tools the new expansion can provide for even Shaman. Maybe it'll just become even stronger. We'll see. Or maybe it'll fade away into further obscurity. Maybe nobody will bother playing it anymore. Maybe, just maybe, it'll disappear. But who knows? So, I look forward to playing new decks with the new expansion. I wish all of you the best of luck with your pack openings, and I hope you get lots of legendaries. And I'll see you all again in a few days for the new Hearthstone expansion. Until then, stay safe and take care, everyone.